It's Valentine's Day today, and I'm 27 years old, and I've never been in a relationship, like a serious relationship. And if you asked me to talk about this, or if I even try to talk about this, even like a month, 2 months ago, it would have been pretty hard. It would have been pretty hard because, I don't know, it's something I've been insecure about for the longest. Literally, I don't know, since I was like a teenager, I've always been very insecure that I've just never been in a relationship. Even like not a very serious relationship, at least in like high school. Like I just personally I always thought it was an embarrassing idea to date someone that you have to see every day around people that you see every day. That's just me though. And then dating apps became a popular thing, and I had my adventure with those, and I had experiences. I had experiences. But I've never been in like a fully serious, committed relationship. And I've always been insecure about this because, it's a very common thing in your 20s, to get into a relationship, a very serious one. And I don't know. And I have always been very deeply introspective and always thought that I needed to heal enough to be in a relationship or whatever. But like that's not the case, right? Like you don't need to constantly, there's no like end point, there's no finish line to healing, because the healing process it's a lifelong thing. But I'm learning that like maybe it just depends on like the kind of relationship you want, because at this point I'm at peace with like I'm just not for like casual relationships, and I'm not for like casual dating. And there's nothing wrong with like, for people who want to do that, but I just personally it hurts my soul to do that. And I've tried to do that multiple times throughout my 20s, to get into these casual relationships, to do the dating, to like do what everybody else is doing. But it's just not in me. It's not in me. I will never join a dating app again because it's never been a good experience, and it's also not how I want to meet somebody. I'm not saying that like I can't meet somebody that way, or that other people can't meet the love of their lives on these apps. Of course they can, it lowers the barriers to dating, but I just genuinely like want to build my life, And of course I've always had this dream of like building my life or building something with a partner, having a relationship that's more than just a relationship, but you're actually like building something for the world, or like leaving a legacy in some way, whether that's like a child or a business or something like that. But I've come to accept, like deeply accept, that like I can start doing that on my own. Like I could just start doing that on my own, and whoever's meant for me can't miss me, or I can't miss them. Like I'm choosing to have that much faith in myself and whoever it is meant to be my life partner, that as long as I just keep, focusing on my life, they're going to come in at the right time. They're just going to come in at the right time. And I don't need to get on an app and I don't need to go to singles I don't need to go to singles nights. I don't need to date. I don't need to go out and start dating. I don't need to look. I don't need to look for a relationship for the love of my life to come in. Cuz that to me is like not it's just not something I'm interested in. And like I do want to date. Don't get me wrong. Like once this person comes in, I have enough faith that they're going to date me, like court me, you know, all that nice stuff cuz I mean the things I have learned from like casual dating and you know, meeting people on dating apps and all these situationships is that like if this person is not romantic and is not like serious about a relationship, it's just like not worth it. It's not worth my energy. It's not worth my anger. It's not worth trying. Like it's not worth the yearning feeling. And I think for the past couple of months, past few months, I've been truly like really doing the inner work to break that thought cycle. You know, like if, like you know, like when you have like an argument with somebody in your head and you're just constantly going at them and they have their arguments and then you're giving them an argument and then it's just like this very passionate and like fiery and very just very like it's a lot of energy. And you know, I'm realizing that that was my energy was leaking into that. And for what? For what? Because it's like if I do see these people ever again, like the thought cycle that's going in my head, it's not going to manifest the exact same way. I'm not going to get that satisfaction of telling this person off the way I do in my head. You know? Like it's and in fact like oftentimes it just manifests really weird. Like I it just the energy just comes off very very like not great. And it's like I would rather just live laugh love. You know what I mean? Like I would just rather live laugh love. And if it's by myself, then so be it. But I don't want to argue with somebody in my head anymore. I don't care who it is. Like I don't want to keep thinking the same thoughts. I don't want to keep feeling the same emotions and I want to stop believing the same beliefs because that's what's keeping me in my past. Like that's what's keeping me from growth and from change and from like genuine just genuine growth. The very argumentative thought cycles are just they're just not worth it. Like it can be satisfying to the ego like in your head, but then what? What are you left with? Not much. Yeah, for the past couple of months I've been really focusing on my own awareness, learning how to create my own reality and learning to have faith in myself. And one of the biggest things that I've learned and that like it's something that you can't even try to understand because you can't intellectualize it. But like understanding that your awareness, not your awareness, like possessive, just like you are awareness. You are awareness. Because behind all these thoughts, emotions, and beliefs is the real you. It's the awareness. It's the consciousness, you know? And I believe that like when we're aware of our awareness, then it's a lot easier to let go of the old story, of the old beliefs, of old feelings, old thoughts that keep you in the same loop. And I think before I had this kind of like awakening or this awareness of awareness, I've always been very spiritual. And I always knew that like we're, you know, the creator of our own reality. And I thought of it more in a metaphysical way. I mean, it is metaphysical, but I thought of it more in a like my reality is relative to me, other people's reality is relative to them, and there's nothing I can do to change my reality. And it's like, and like, yes, my reality is relative to me and their reality is relative to them, but I can't experience anybody else's consciousness. I can't experience anybody else's reality. But regardless, I also am not going to limit my own awareness and my own power. I'm not going to limit my own power of my awareness just because I think mine and somebody else's might not be compatible. Because at the end of the day, we're all one. We are all source. And the idea of incompatible, or the idea of separation, is really just an illusion for our own egos to understand this physical world. And the ego can understand this physical world really well. But at the end of the day, like, there's still stuff that's like not explainable. You know what I mean? Like, how do you explain consciousness through science? You really can't. Anyway, I was talking about how I'm 27 and I've never been in a relationship. So yeah, I choose to believe, I choose to have faith that my person has always been with me, is with me, and will be with me forever. Because time is a part of the physical reality. Therefore, it is an illusion. And the only thing we can really experience is the now moment. And, we could be aware of our awareness. And in every moment that we possibly can, choose the most loving option. And I have decided the most loving option is to have faith and to choose that my person has always been with me and has always loved me and has always cared for me and has loved me enough to go 27 years single and to figure it out for myself. Oh, I'm getting emotional. Like, this person, oh my God, I'm gonna cry. This person has loved me enough to let me, oh my God, I'm gonna cry. Because this is actually so beautiful. Oh, it's Valentine's Day, live, laugh, love. My person has loved me enough to let me come to this own conclusion, to let me come to this own spiritual understanding of my own awareness before they come into my physical reality. And I just think that's really beautiful because I'm a very deep person. And how can I love deeply, if I don't understand myself deeply? How can I love someone else deeply if I don't love myself deeply? How can I be in a very deeply loving relationship if I can't even be aware of my own awareness? And understand myself as awareness, and understand myself as the consciousness behind who I think I am, who I believe myself to be, and how I feel. Like, I know I'm ready. I'm ready. And I mean, I've always been ready. I've always been ready. And I say that because, sure, the past is the past, and the past led me to here. But time is really just an illusion, because all I can experience is right now. And right now I've decided that I'm ready. I'm ready. And I'm also deciding that I've been married for 20 years. I've been married for 50 years. I decided that right now. And I know that whatever happens in the physical reality, I'm just gonna keep following my highest passion, whether or not this person comes into my physical reality or not. Because I know, like, true union is internal, and I feel like that's kind of cheesy, but, you know, like, it's just the truth. Like, if you're not in union with yourself, like, how can you deeply be in union with somebody else? And when I say union with yourself, I don't mean, just you, but it's the other person that you have those internal arguments with. It's satisfying to the ego, but if you can't learn to forgive them and stop that argument, that forever eternal thought cycle of an argument, you're just in constant separation with yourself. And I don't know if that's a hard thing to hear, but I think that was a hard thing to understand for the longest. But I'm here now. I'm here now. I'm here right now. And it is raining, and it's getting dark, but it's gonna be okay. Anyway, I just wanted to share my Valentine's Day with you. Thank you for watching this whole video. If you liked it, please like it and subscribe and support my channel. It means a lot to me. Yeah. Alright, I think that's it.